Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful, wonderful world of ours. Welcome to the first stream of 2023. So much we got to talk about today. A recap of what went on yesterday, not only in Perfect League, but in the World Series of the Perfect League season and the glitches that happened. New LE cards coming out. We're going to get in the game and see how your created players have done. And yes, at the end of the episode, a giveaway, 20 packs. 2 people are going to win 10 packs each. Stay tuned for that. Let's hit the countdown. We'll be right back to start today's show. Yes, it is Monday already, and stinking same to you. First New Year's message of the year. Happy New Year's, happy Monday, Stinkins, and everyone else who is tuning in today. Yeah. Oh, it's been a long 2022, hasn't it? Just let's push that 2022 aside and let's get on and take on this new year. Wow, what a year it has been in terms of weather, in terms of politics, in terms of the economy, and of course, in terms of OOTP coming out a month after it usually comes out. So yeah, it's been a weird, wacky, sometimes up, sometimes down kind of roller coaster time of year in 2022. So here's hoping 2023 for you, your family, your friends is wonderful and prosperous in the next 364 days. So yeah, still recovering a little bit from, all the visiting and everything that goes into a holiday season with dinners and just the new year coming in. Yeah, the first stream might be a little bit of a rough one today. So hang with me today, guys. Again, I'm looking forward to 2023 and what it has to bring in terms of the game, in terms of, our chat, in terms of my streams. I got a lot of plans, a lot of things that I want to kind of get into in 2023 with my streaming of OOTP. And yeah, hopefully some cool things along the way. Well, we know that it is the new year. This is episode number 46. Again, I've been streaming OOTP since, I guess, end of October. I think, yeah, just before Halloween, I started to stream. Once again, I am coming over from my YouTube channel, Simulation Gaming Digital Realities, where I focus on 3 main apps, OOTP being 80% of my coverage, and then a couple collecting apps where you collect trading cards, whether it's Disney, Rick and Morty, Dark Crystal, whatever those may be. And that is on LiQWYD. And another one where artists, if you're an artist, you can make money just by creating work and having people open packs of your cards. Yeah, you can create art and they open your art in the form of trading card packs, and you can earn a little bit of money. And that is Neon Mob, where you can do that if you're a big artist. I'm not a big artist. I can't even draw a stick man. My stick man look pretty funny. So on my YouTube channel, I have all my archives of all my streaming on Twitch. I've got some tutorials. I've got some episodes with my Rocky Mountain Gladiators way back when the game came out at the end of April. And my more recent tutorials, the Ace of Bronze and the Ace of Iron tutorials that hopefully can earn you some free packs, at least get you started. It's not the perfect team. It's not a guaranteed winner. So many ways that you can enter quick tournaments, but these kind of give the new players a starting point in getting involved in the quick tournament. So over 600 views on one, closing in on a couple hundred on the other. So thank you guys for watching those videos, for supporting me here or on YouTube. It's fun. I enjoy it, especially the interaction with the community. That's one of the best things about being involved as an affiliate with OOTP. Thanks to all of you that have followed recently. Today, OK Rangers, thank you. You are follower number 491, closing in on that 500 mark. Wow, 500, quite an accomplishment, getting close to that. So thank you, OK Rangers, for being one of the 491 followers. Like I said, so much to get into, but let's recap from the OOTP development side, what's going on there. Let me just refresh in case they posted something recently. Yesterday was the Perfect Team World Series. I caught some of it. I didn't catch all of it. The 2055 World Series between the Anaheim Emperors and the Cleveland Flying G's, who have been in the finals very recently. I think it might be back to back. And I didn't quite catch the end. I watched up to about game 6 when the Flying G's had a 3-2 lead. Anyone in the chat happen to know who won the World Series? I had to step away from the computer. Who won the 2055 World Series? Did the Flying G's repeat, or did the Emperors take home, I think, their first championship title? 2 new LE cards were introduced yesterday. We have the Hank Greenberg 94 LE card and the Tim Keefe right-handed starting pitching 92 card. You guys got any of those yet? And those were introduced in the game on yesterday on a Sunday, which is a little bit different from what they usually do. A lot of times the LE cards will come on a Monday or a Tuesday. These ones came on a Sunday, and the speculation that maybe when new cards are introduced into the system, that's when we get these glitches. That's when we get these sync errors and people can't log in. And that was very frustrating for a lot of people, including Dish, as he was streaming the World Series live, having these sync issues. And maybe it's because on a day when new cards are released, we start to see those, because it happens a lot on Thursday after the new cards come out and when the LE cards come out. So hopefully OOTP has fixed that, and especially for version 24, which will be coming out very soon, they have those glitches fixed. So good luck on pulling your Greenberg and your Keefe cards, which should play at least up until gold, maybe even into diamond. I haven't taken a good look at the ratings of these cards. Thanks, Stinkins. The Flying G's did repeat. Wow. They got bookends now. They got the 2 trophies. Boy, I would love to get one of those trophies just as a souvenir, as a kind of a physical reminder of playing this game, which again, I've said many times, I've played since OOTP 9, I think was when I was first introduced to it. And I think I bought my first version OOTP 10. So yeah, I would love one of those at some point in time. Remember the winter sale. You've got exactly 3 more days. This ends on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want a license of the game, if you're new to the game, if you want a second copy to create 3 more teams, because remember, you can create 3 teams with a single license. So, hey, 2 licenses means you get to create 6 teams. And there are a few managers out there that do have 6 teams running. I can't keep up with that. I might create 1 more before this one ends, but 3 is pretty busy enough. I'd rather be good at 2 or 3 than rush to kind of try and manage 5 or 6, because I can't efficiently run 6 teams in one single version of the game. So that is out $9.99 American for the license, the winter sale, the video game, baseball, and hockey game, both on sale for the next few days, as well as sale on perfect points, different packs that you can get, and that is until Thursday. Remember, OOTPdevelopments.com. If you're new, again, I like to always mention this to the new people. I know most of you aren't, But if you are new, you can get all the information right from the OOTP website. We post that in the chat there, and you can join the Discord. You can buy the game for Steam or not on Steam. And you can also download OOTP Go, which is the mobile version, a lot more limited. There's a lot of things you can't do on Go that you can do on your PC. But if you want to just play Perfect Team and you want to play the basics of the baseball game, Go is perfect. I use it probably 70% of the time. I use the desktop version 20%, mainly when I'm streaming, and those are great, hand in hand, going together to play the game. So check that out, ootdevelopments.com. Whew, there's all the intros out of the way. So how was your New Year's? You guys recovered? Is it too early to say that you recovered? Are you one of those people that always make resolutions at the beginning of the year, and then by mid-January, they're gone, they're out the window? How was your New Year's Eve, your New Year's Day? And again, hopefully it went well. Again, it is a tough time for so many people, even in our own community. It's a difficult time with, again, finances and anxiety or depression or family issues. Just so many things that encompass our lives now that it didn't seem like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, we had so much, on our plate that we had to deal with. And 2022 and, pretty much ever since 2020, we've had to deal with kind of a different world. And hopefully you guys are navigating through it. And OOTP is a great way to kind of push everything aside momentarily, chat with fellow OOTP players, watch the streamers, the affiliates. Yeah, it's a good way to escape some of those real day issues. All right, what else did I want to show you guys? A little bit later, we will be getting back in the game. Yes, we will get you in the game. If you're not in the game yet, I will post the link to the Google form here that you can fill out. And I think we have over 40, close to 50 of the community now that have created players for this 1921 Origin series. We're about 4 seasons into it now, but we're going to get into the game in a little bit more detail today. I really want Mondays to be that kind of get in the game experience. And we've got 3 new players coming to the league when we do the draft a little bit later. So again, if you want to have your name or a name, the player that you create in the game, just fill out the Google form that I posted in the chat there, and you can be part of this franchise series. Many of you are so far, and I thank you. It gives me kind of another segment that I can do when I'm streaming. Still got a lot of time before our first break. I want to make sure I watch for the breaks this time. I know some streamers, Gorgo was mentioning yesterday with Twitch and the ad breaks, wasn't sure if they were working properly or giving you the proper amount of ads. Yeah, we'll test it out when my first ad break comes up. Well, last time I streamed was Thursday, and that was one of my more favorite streams that I've done in the last month or so. Had a really good time as I brought on a couple of community members. I brought on Hulkamat, and if you're in the chat today, Hulkamat, say hi. And brought in 39 Cobra on Thursday, and I spent about an hour with each of them. And Hulkamat ripped open 500 packs, and we had a fun time with the contest. And then 39 Cobra came in to close the show, talking about Ace of Bronze and some of the statistical analysis that he's been tracking. Hey, Happy New Year to you, Cobra. Good to see you here. And I definitely have plans to bring both of these guys back in the future. Hulkamat still has lots of packs to rip, so we'll probably do something similar where he'll open another 500 standard packs. We'll have a Google form contest. And then Cobra, I'm hoping to have on maybe late next week with an update to his Ace of Bronze, especially since, we've had a few new cards come out. And I think we'll get some more new cards very soon. Thursday is going to be an interesting stream. Dish doesn't tell us a lot, but he's a bad poker player. He would be a bad poker player. He has a lot of tells, and he gives us just enough hints in his shows that we kind of know when the good episodes are coming. That happened with the Immortals, and this Thursday he's kind of hinted that it's a big show this Thursday. Probably the Platinum 4 missions, but maybe some really good cards coming out Thursday too. So we'll look forward to that. We'll get the teaser to that tomorrow. Hey, Gorgo. Hey, good to see you. I watched your stream a little bit yesterday, and glad to see that you made it back. Yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this has been a tiring last few days, especially for, us Gen Xers or baby boomers. It wears on you when you're visiting family and visiting grandkids, and, they have all the energy, and we're sleeping in different environments that we're not used to. As you get older, you like routine. At least I do. And holidays always disrupts that routine a little bit. And it's great. It's wonderful to connect with family, but it kind of gets you out of sync a little bit. And hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get back into our form. But yeah, it's been tiring over the last few days. So good to see you, Gorigo and Cobra and BK USZY. Your test, yeah, the chat test does work. I think for new followers that you have to kind of sit in a timeout for 15 minutes before you're allowed to chat. All right, let's get started. First thing I want to do is go over the winners. Like I said, later today, we will have our Monday giveaway where we'll give out 20 packs, standard packs, 10 to 2 different winners. So we'll do that at the end of the episode. So stay tuned to enter that. Every pack could hold that perfect plat 4, that Bobby Matthews, or that I can't even remember who the really good cards are. But we will do that at the end of the episode. 10 packs to 2 different users. But I want to recap the contest that we had on Thursday. If you were here on Thursday, because Uzwy is from Europe. Hey, very cool. Not often that I get European viewers here. I guess you're looking about close to 7:30 if you're in Western Europe. So good to see you, BK. Yes, we're still giving packs away as I just kind of went through. 20 packs to 2 different users, 10 packs each. And you're not from Europe? Well, hopefully you'll get to Europe. I was in Europe a few years ago, and it was a trip that was very memorable. Europe is a great place. Oh, you're close. You're in Alabama. All right, Alabama. Cool. No contest yet, Caprine Assassin. No contest yet. It will be at the end of the episode. I'm just letting people know that there will be a contest a little bit later. All right. The contest that we had on Thursday, this one is closed. It's over. It's done with. It's something we went through already when I had Hulkamad on opening 500 standard packs. 40 of you responded, and 40 of you put in what you thought we would see Hulka Matt open. And it was pretty cool watching, some of the opening of, let me try and find it here. Where is Hulka Matt? Let me just switch screens. Give me 30 seconds. We got our own little Monday glitch. All right, there we go. So yeah, we had Hulkamat on, and Answered, I think, 7 or 8 questions, predicted what he would pull, what he would get. And the first question, what would be the first meta iron that he would pull? And I listed 5 of them: Jody Reed, Dave Kingman, Jesse Tannehill, Brent Strom, Todd Zeal, or none of the above. And if you pick none of the above, you got 2 points because there was probably a less chance of getting none of the above. Well, here are the results from the 40 people. 32%, 32.5 picked Jody or picked none of the above. 17.5 picked Jody Reed. And the card that he pulled first was the Jesse Tannehill card, and 15% of you were correct there. So there it is in the bottom corner. About 20 packs in or so, he pulled the Jesse Tannehill. 6 out of 40 people got the 1 point. Next one. The question was, the first gold card would be a live, a historical, or a high platinum 4 or tops bunt. And these were the votes. 90% chose a live card. And of course, when he flipped open that pack, he got a diamond, but first gold, as the question asked, was the live card. And 36 out of 40 people got that correct. Yeah, the packs. The packs, when I arranged the marathon episode, I wanted to give away perfect points because that's affiliates had been given away. And my response was that they wanted to move away. The OOTP ops and development team want to move away from giving away perfect points and start moving towards giving away packs. So I said, yeah, I might as well start that now. So I would imagine Gorgo at some point, and maybe it won't be, maybe they won't ask you till next version of the game. I don't know. But maybe they'll reach out to you some point and ask you to give out packs instead. They haven't sent out a blanket message to all affiliates. I think it's more so for the new programs when people ask to do giveaways. So yeah, I'd continue going with your points now, or if you want to give packs, just contact them and see if you should give packs out instead. But it's something they said they just want to start introducing for affiliates, is they would prefer to give out packs instead of perfect points. All right, yes. Next question we had. Question number 3 was, will Hulkamat open a pack with 2 or more diamond cards or a combination of a diamond and a perfect? He didn't. He did not open any of those in his 500 packs. And so 72.5% of you guessed correctly, which worked out to 29 out of 40 entrants that said no. Same thing with question 4. Will he open any pack with 3 or more cards above silver? He did not. 40% of you guessed no, which works out to 16 out of 40 people. Question number 5. Will Hulkamat open any LE card? Of the 500 packs, he did not. And 62.5% were correct. 25 out of 40 guessed that correct and got the 1 point. Then we had our first perfect question. His first perfect card will be a live pitcher, a live batter, a historical pitcher, historical batter, or a Plat 4 top or top bunt card. Numbers were all over the place, but the majority, 45%, said a live pitcher or a live batter. And he did pull, as we see there, Jim Bunning was the first perfect card. He ended up pulling 3 perfect cards, but Jim Bunning was the first one. And only 2 people gambled for the 4 points and guessed that he would pull a Plat 4 or a top bunt card. So that really narrowed down the field, because that was worth 4 points if you guessed it. And question 7, will Hulkamat pull a player with the first name Pedro? There are 4 cards in the packables that are named Pedro, and he did. 42.5% of you guessed yes, so you got the 3 points. And there it is right there in the bottom corner. He pulled a 60 bronze Pedro. And the final question, actually 17 out of 40 people got that one correct. And then the final question was, what would be the first build a lineup player that he would open up? All of them were listed there in pairs. And the one that he did pull was the Mauer card. That was the first one that he pulled. 27.5% chose Morgan or Ripken. And only, where is it here? Mauer, the green one, 17.5% did choose Joe Mauer. There he is in the bottom corner. It's funny that 3 of the 4 questions, the card was in the bottom right-hand corner. Conspiracy there. 7 out of 40 people corrected that he would pull the Boggs or the Mauer card. So the winner, after tabulating all the results, amazingly, this shocked me. The person that won got 12 out of the maximum 13 points. The only question that the winner got wrong was the first one. They chose Todd Zeal instead of Jesse Tannehill. That was like, they got that right. They got that right. They got that right. I checked the timestamp because I closed the contest when we started opening packs. It was legit. 10 standard packs already went out. They were given out on Friday, and our winner was Scam04. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty good predicting to get 12 of the possible 13 points. So that was fun. I really enjoyed doing that giveaway as we open 500 packs. And like I said, Matt will likely be back when he can find some time in his work schedule to come around my streaming time. So I'm sure we'll see him in the future. Well, guys, we are up on our first ad break, so we will be back in about 90 seconds, and we're going to get in the game. We're going to do our draft of the 3 new players that were created. And if you created one today, then you'll be in the next draft next Monday. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 90 seconds. All right, we are back. Welcome back again. For those of you just joining, stay tuned for the end of the episode for our Monday giveaway of 20 standard packs, 10 to 2 different people, as I like to share the wealth rather than just giving them to one person. And we are going to get back into the game. This is something that I want to spend more time on, especially on my Monday streams, because many of you created players, and I want to kind of evolve this franchise league further, eventually, hopefully even getting it right up till modern day. But I'm going to just take myself off the screen and make OOTP a little larger there. So we are in the year 1925. And again, in the game, we have many created players, maybe many that you guys created. So you see all of our players there. Again, we're probably closing in on 30 or 40, including an injury. First time I've seen an injury of created players. Regis Escoffier out with multiple burns. What were you doing, Regis? Oh no. Little accident in the kitchen. Not on the injured reserve list, but he's expected to be out for a couple of weeks, which doesn't matter because we're in December. So we don't need to worry about injuries in December. He will be well healed. Regis, yeah, multiple burns. I haven't seen that one too often in OOTP. But again, we have all these players here now. They're starting to age. Our oldest player is 30-year-old Lee Sitch. Let's take a little bit of a look at Lee Sitch. Lee Sitch is a left fielder. You can see his seasons here, 118 RBIs in his inaugural season, closing in on 550 total. Only won one award, and that was a Platinum Stick Award in 1924. Yeah, he's getting up there in age. And then Bob the Vacuum Dyson is our second oldest player. And he is a third baseman from the Brooklyn Robins, played 5 seasons there, and a pretty good career, hitting 288 on average. And you can see he's won 3 Great Gloves, 2 All-Star appearances, 1 championship, and he was the MVP of the 1922 World Series. I'd say a pretty good career. And yes, the Hall of Fame is active. So once these players retire, they can be voted into the Hall of Fame, which would be pretty cool when you're mixed amongst real life players. So again, we have quite a few. There are 3 real players that I'm just tracking as seasons go on because I think the names are cool. We got Pretzels Getzine from the Senators, a real life player. So I want to kind of track to see how he does because I don't think we've ever had a card in OOTP. We also have real life player. I can find him here. Egyptian Healy. Egyptian Healy. Yeah, real life player playing currently for the Boston Braves. Yes, Stinkins, I will post that one more time. Let me do that. There is the Google form to fill out if you want to create a player for next Monday's draft. Yes, Egyptian Healy, we're going to keep an eye on him. Again, some really creative names. If you've seen the movie Borat from about 15 years ago, the main character in Borat, he is a catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Wes Covington, just because he's a meta bronze player that smashes the ball, I kind of want to keep track of him and see how he does in our version of this game. So as we always do, we're going to go through and do the first year player draft. And when we look at the mock draft, we'll see the 3 players that we're watching for in this draft here. First of all, projected to go number 14 overall, user created player Ted McGinn. Ted McGinn is from Glasgow, Scotland. He's a third baseman with a lot of power, not very good avoid Ks, but his defense should be good enough for 1925. So Ted McGinn projected to go number 14 to the Boston Braves. Projected to go in the second round to the Cincinnati Reds, Gorgos Reds, is Mitch McGlovin. Mitch McGlovin is from North Attleboro, Massachusetts, or is that Maine? MA, not sure which state that is. He is a right-handed starting pitcher, and he looks like he's going to be dangerous. Movement's a little bit low, but he's a normal arm slot pitcher with really good stamina, and he is projected to go round 2. Yeah, that Wes Covington. 3 names pop out to me: Wes Covington, Rob Deere, and Dave Kingman in Iron as the big mashers. I mean, there's others. There's Bob Hamlin. There's the catcher in Iron, Bill Selkeld, who does very well. But yeah, there are some meta. That would be Massachusetts. Hey, Budweiser Bob, that is your guy? Well, he's projected to go to the Reds. And the third created player if I can find him here. It's been a while. Let me just check my Google form, see who that third one was. Who was player creation number 3? That was a shortstop, of course. Where is he? A shortstop projected to go third round to the Cleveland Guardians, Ken Starr. Ken Starr is from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. He is a right-handed hitter, and he has some stud-like defense. Look at that range, that air, that arm. This kid is going to be a multiple Great Glove winner. He can also play second base. And hitting-wise, he's your prototypical shortstop that going to hit a little bit. Really good avoid Ks. Almost 23 years old, so I don't know how much more he's going to develop. Going to hit and field like Bancroft. Yeah, good comparison. So we'll see. We'll see where he goes, but a lot of teams aren't that high on him because he's projected to go at the end of round 3. And then some of the real-life players. Bob Feller. We get Bob Feller in the game. And these are the ratings that are created by the game itself. So I have not altered these ratings. He's projected to go number 1. Manny Machado to the Red Sox. That's what we see, 18-year-old Manny Machado and his ratings. Interesting. That's what I love about historical replays, is seeing these guys in their youth. Who remembers Oscar Gamble? I do. Oscar Gamble played in the 70s and 80s. Big time player in terms of durability. Played a lot of games, played over 5,000 plate appearances. Yeah, BP. That's probably why I remember him, is because of his batting stance. You tend to remember those guys. Like Tony Fernandez, he had a cool batting stance too. So Oscar Gamble projected to go 3rd overall. Yeah, the hair. Well, of course, he's in the 70s, right? A lot of the players had the cool hair in the 70s. Andy Pettitte projected to go to the Cincinnati Reds. That is like we're in the Matrix when we talk about players going to teams we're not used to them going to. Carl Taylor, a catcher. When did he play? He played 5 seasons in the late 60s and early 70s. Cool. And I put in a mystery player, a well-known player, but as the seasons go on, I want to see if you guys can pinpoint who he is. Mystery Guess Who player. That'd be kind of cool to change the name of a real-life player and see if you can predict along the way who it is. I haven't changed the ratings, just the name of the player. Who else do we got? We got current day Hayes from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is in the game as a 21-year-old. There are those ratings. Who else might you recognize? Chris Sabo started in Cincinnati, so Gorgo will recognize this player. Spuds was his nickname. Spuds Sabo. Who else do we got? Adam Eaton will be introduced to the game from Seattle, Washington. In the second round, who do we got for familiar names? Of course, Dodger great Andre Ethier. I think most of his years were in LA. In fact, his whole career. I did not know that. He played his entire career with the Dodgers, only retiring 5 years ago. L. Grabowski. Yeah, we know him. He's in Perfect Team. 26 years old, so he's a late bloomer. only played 2 seasons? Must be thinking of a different Grabowski. He was smart on the base paths. He must be talking about Spud, but not a speed demon. Yeah, I love the smart players. Sometimes they're more valuable than the raw talent. Who else do we got? Woody Fryman. I remember this guy. Wow, he had a long career. He pitched until he was 42. And of course, I remember him because he was part of the Montreal Expos for the last part of his career. Yeah, Woody Fryman ended up with 141 wins. Saw the lefty. And let's look at a couple more that we might be familiar with. I don't see any Jody Reed. Sorry, Mr. Audit. He is not in the game yet. I'm sure he'll show up one year. Dansby Swanson. I remember him. Atlanta. In fact, I should remember him because he's still playing. So there you go. We get the 20-year-old version of Swanson. I had him on my fantasy league early in his career. And who else? No one else that really stands out. We do have a Japanese player, Munenori Kawasaki. Munenori Kawasaki from Kogashima, Japan. So there we go. A little bit of a shout out to Tess Suiji. Wow, yeah, I remember him. I loved this player. He had some personality at shortstop. Yeah, he was in Toronto for kind of their little run there in 2015. Jays legend, yeah. How cool that he is in the game now. I thought he had a little longer career. His best season was his second year in Toronto when he hit 258. Definitely a utility kind of player. So he is projected to go in round number 5. Other than that, I don't see any players with cool names like Egyptian or Pretzels. We had Hoy, Mr. Hoy, last episode. So we got Ken Starr, a created player. We have, where is he? Ted McGinn, and we have Mitch McLovin. All right, let's get this draft underway. So we'll go through until all 3 created players are drafted, and then we'll auto the rest of it. So first pick overall, is it going to be Manny Machado, Bob Feller, or Oscar Gamble? I'm guessing Bob Feller. They always take pitchers early. And the New York Giants take, wow, talk about an off-the-board pick. Whoa, did he move up? Mitch McLovin, you were projected to go round 2, and something about your game had the New York Giants say, hey, we want you now. Budweiser Bob, your claim to fame is the first overall pick. Congratulations. You go to the fledgling New York Giants. So you are going to be a big part of their rebuild. Boston, the Red Sox take Bob Feller. So Machado does not go to the Red Sox. You can breathe a little easier there that he is going to probably go to the Yankees is my guess. Let's find out. The Yankees will select Herb Score. So yes, pitchers are in demand. Next up, Gorgos Reds. Gorgos Reds are going to take Jim Whitney. All right, all my historians out there, why was he given the name Grasshopper? See if you can find that out and post it in chat. Grasshopper Jim. When did he play? He played way back in the 1800s. My guess is he was on the move a lot. Maybe it was his pitching style. The Detroit Tigers will select none other than the mystery first baseman. You guys are going to have to guess as we go throughout the seasons. They take that mystery first baseman. St. Louis, the Cardinals, take Jason Schmidt. So Manny Machado and Oscar Gamble and even Andy Pettitte have fallen down the ratings here compared to the mock draft. I think we're going to see Andy Pettitte next. The Chicago Cubs, they will select Scott Stranton. Oh, he goes before Andy Pettitte. Where was he supposed to go? He was supposed to go late in round 1. All right, next we've got the Chicago White Sox, and they take the Earl of, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, Snohomish, the Earl of Snohomish Torgerson. I've seen his card in Perfect Team. Played in the 50s and 60s. Had a really, pretty decent career. Detroit, Chicago White Sox ended his career with the 61, the Roger Maris Yankees. Memorable end to his career. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are a really, really intriguing team. They have Mickey Mantle. They have the burned, injured Regis Escoffier. They've got Borat. They've got another user-created player, Bunker Gray. Pitching-wise, they've got Clayton Kershaw, 26-year-old Clayton Kershaw. And they've got, I believe this is Tess Suiji's player, this is Mr. Audit's player, Henry Rookie of the Year Rowan Gartner, who is the number 4 guy for Pittsburgh. They've got Charles Nagy in the bullpen. Yeah, they've got a pretty good team. So will they get another user-created player? Here's where they could use Manny Machado. And no, they do take our second user-created player, third baseman, Ted McGinn. So Ted, congratulations. You go to the Pirates. Currently, they have Bunker Gray. So we have 2 user-created players in competition for third base. But both, I believe, can play first base. Yes. So maybe one gets shifted to the first base side. Snohomish. Okay, Snohomish. Gotcha. Next up, we have the St. Louis Browns. We're getting to the better teams now that had a successful season, and they get Mr. Gamble. The Browns get Oscar Gamble. Projected to go number 3 overall. He goes number 10. So our last 7 picks of the first round, these were all of our contenders last year. Philadelphia, they select catcher Carl Taylor. The Brooklyn Robins, 2 times world champions. They select Andy Pettitte. There we go. Pettitte to Brooklyn. He stays in New York. Washington, the Senators, will select Tony the Apollo of the Box. I have never heard that nickname before. Tony the Apollo of the Box. Bunker can really take the ground balls. I like it. I like it. We got the puns right on first stream of the year. Good stuff, Cobra. Boston, the Braves, they take Manny Machado. Oh, he doesn't go to the Red Sox, but he goes to the Braves. Philadelphia, the Phillies, they take Jimmy Tigert, Sonny Jim, and the Cleveland Guardians to end round one. They will take Ed Scheffler. Ed Scheffler. So round one is complete. Here are your round one picks. McLovin to the Giants and McGinn to the Pirates. We're still waiting for Ken Starr. All right. New York in round two takes Rube Melton. The Reds, Dennis Bennett. The Giants, Gil McDougald. Grabowski goes to the Red Sox. The Tigers take Adam Eaton. The Cardinals select Chris Spuds Sabo. So he will not be a Red in this version of the game. He will be going to the Cubs. Or to the Cardinals. The Cubs take Danny Duffy. The White Sox, Bob Trowbridge. The Pirates, Woody Fryman. The Browns, Pete Gillespie. Athletics, select Chick Booster. We're waiting on Ken Starr. Freddie Parent to the Robins. The Sens take Mr. Hayes. He will not be a Pirate. He will be on the Senators. The Braves, Tim Hendricks. The Phillies, Ryan Doumit. And the Guardians to end round two, James Burke. So Ken Starr, who is projected to go in round three at the bottom to Cleveland, he should go anytime now. Yankees, Ron Hansen. The Reds, Andre Ethier. Giants, Larry Rosenthal. The Red Sox, Jimmy Welsh. The Tigers, George Strife. The Cardinals, Dansby Swanson. Chicago, Lenny Randall. And their crosstown rivals take Johnny Blanchard. The Pirates, Vincent Velasquez. Head to Athletics, Otto Dutch to the Robins, and I think Ken Starr's coming very, very soon. Pina to the Senators, Hunter Renfroe, there's a familiar name, to the Braves, Fernando Rodney to the Phillies, and the Guardians take Tyler O'Neill. All right, we'll keep going till there we go. The New York Yankees select Ken Starr, shortstop extraordinaire. Very good defense. He is on a team with El Bumbry, Pablo Sandoval, Joe Torre, Joe Medwick, Bill Melton, Mike Sweeney, John Valentin, who's going to have to compete with. So he's going up against 30-year-old John Valentin. But Ken Starr can also play second base, which is currently occupied by a two-way player, Hug Bailey. Interesting. And look at that career of our user-created player, Hug Bailey. Pretty good hitting. But his pitching, wow. A WAR always above 4.0. So Pug Bailey, you might have to give up your second base position and stick to pitching. We'll see how that turns out. All right, we will complete the entire draft. Take a quick look at the draft log. We ended off in round 3. Ken Starr went to the Yankees, first pick around 4. Milt May to the Tigers. Julio Teheran to the Cardinals. And no other really interesting names. A little bit of an off year for kind of big names in the draft. We get down a little bit further. Scarborough Green. Scarborough Green. And how about Happy Smith? 25-year-old Happy Smith. Played one season in Brooklyn. Happy Smith. Here's our name of the draft. Cactus Keck. Cactus Keck. 2 seasons in Cincinnati. Little bit before Gorgo's time. He was a pitcher. Cactus Keck. Love it. And Hinky Haynes. That's got to be a close second. Hinky Haynes. All right, guys, we are off to our next ad break. We will be back in 90 seconds. Stay tuned. Remember, we have a contest at the end for some standard packs. Be back very shortly as I continue going over these cool names. All right, we are back. Yeah, just amazes me. Every draft, we get a few names that I just go, what were their parents thinking? Maybe they were nicknames that they were given that kind of stuck with them, or middle names or something like that. But I added 2 or 3 real life players to our short list here. I want to keep track of them. Of course, we've got our studs like Vince Whirlwind, but Cactus Heck or Cactus Keck, I added him. Is Ken Starr's name the Inquisitor? Well, maybe whoever created Ken Starr might have to shoot me a message if he wants a nickname for him. Currently, no nickname. So yes, Cactus Keck, we're going to keep an eye on him. And Hinky Haynes, real life player, especially with that contact. I want to keep an eye on him, see how long he sticks in the big leagues. Might not be for long. He might be a career minor league player. So in terms of real life players we're watching, we've got Pretzels, we've got Cactus, we've got Hinky, and Egyptian, plus Wes Covington. So yeah, that's adding to our long list here. Again, if you're new and have no idea what this is about, this is a franchise 1921 series with real life players mixed in with user created players. So if you want to create your own player, fill out the Google form and you will be part of next Monday's draft, just like the 3 players were today. All right, let us go and do kind of a recap of the last season. We saw who won the World Series in our last episode, but I want to kind of go look at our award winners and how many of them were user created players. So the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Cleveland Guardians in our last World Series. But in terms of awards, no Hall of Fame inductees. It's too early for that. So no one was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Our NL winners, Charlie Ferguson, most valuable player. This is a real life player who played for Philadelphia for 4 seasons in the late 1800s. Congratulations, Charlie. Rube Waddell, we know that name, won his 2nd Cy Young Award, pitching for the Phillies. So he, as a 33-year-old, coming to the decline likely in a few years. Bob Johnson, again, real life player, played for Philadelphia for most of his career. He won the Rookie of the Year. And Sergio Romo, a famous legend amongst relievers, especially in San Francisco during their heyday in the 2000s. Finished his career in Oakland. Well, maybe he's still pitching. Goes up to 2021. Sergio Romo, reliever of the year. Next in the AL, our first user-created player award this year goes to Vince Whirlwind. He is the most valuable player. 205 hits, 39 triples, 8.6 WAR. Yeah. He will, if he stays healthy, he will have a Hall of Fame career. Is that you, Cobra? Are you Vince Jags Whirlwind? Yeah, he is one of the better user-created players, that's for sure. User-created player Ranger Robin wins his first Cy Young Award. Pitching for the Chicago White Sox, 21 wins, 16 losses, and a 1.24 whip, 7.2 WAR. Good season, Ranger Robin. Real life player Bill Melton wins the Rookie of the Year. And Joel Zumaya is second trophy for Reliever of the Year. Cool. We'll quickly go over the great gloves for the AL. We'll just kind of point out the user-created players. Vince Whirlwind, not only is he MVP, he won his third Great Glove Award. And Bob Renault, user-created the Bambino, won his third Great Glove Award. But we see 5-time champion, user-created Rocco Saltamachiavelli, Rocco S. won his fifth. Outstanding. He's won the Great Glove Award every year. 5 in a row. Good job, Rocco. And the NL Great Glove Awards, Mr. Audits, Henry Rowengartner. First Great Glove as a pitcher. We have user-created Phil Glover with his fourth. He's no Rocco Saltamachiavella, Genie Meanie Kakadvaka Jelly. No, he's not as good as him, but he's won 4. We've got Jackie Robinson, of course, 35-year-old Jackie Robinson. He's won a couple. And our AL version of Defensive Stud is Tony Cat Daddy Meow. User-created center fielder, just like Vince Jags Whirlwind. He is on the path to make the Hall of Fame. Very, very cool. All right, so again, we will be looking for our first Hall of Fame inductees probably in a few seasons. So as I always do, I'm just going to sim up to the All-Star break. And then we will finish the season either on Thursday or next Monday. We'll see. We'll see if we have some time to keep playing. I want to kind of keep this part in my streams to my Monday episodes. How does that name fit on a uniform? I guess if you leave out all the vowels. Yeah, leave out all the vowels. All right, so we're still, it doesn't look like we have any league expansion or anything like that. I just set that on, let the AI kind of do that as the seasons go on. I'm not sure in a historical replay if they do it accurately as it was done in real life or if they'll just do it randomly. But I don't see any new teams in the league yet. 2 conferences of 8 teams each still. All right, let's sim up to the All-Star game 2020 or 1926, and we'll take a look at which players made the All-Star team. As we see the stat leaders, on the left is the AL and on the right is the NL. The Reds and the Red Sox leading their conferences right now. The Yankees making a push, and the Phillies and the Robins are playing a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of a tennis match. All right, we are at the All-Star break. I love how fast this version of the game sims. The New York Yankees are first, a one-game lead over the Boston Red Sox. That sounds familiar. And in the NL, we have Brooklyn Robins with a 5-game lead over the Phillies and the Braves. Let's take a look at our 1926 All-Stars. All right, for the AL, we've got Esteban's Roll and Roll Fizzle Beef as a catcher. He is in a tandem with 35-year-old Joe Torre. We've got the one, the only, not the cigar smoking, but we've got first baseman George Burns. 38-year-old Andres Galarraga, Expo legend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in Montreal, 4 or 5 in Colorado, and yeah, another year, 2002, he played in Montreal, which I'm not sure if that was Washington by that time. I can't remember what year. What year did Montreal go to Washington? We have Bo Bichette playing second base, along with the one, the only, Rogers Hornsby. What a combination. The young Bichette and the Hornsby, the old guy. We have Steve Ontiveros with Pablo Sandoval at third, Honus Wagner at shortstop. What a team. Hornsby, Wagner, Medwick, and our second user-created player made the All-Star team. Congratulations, Cobra, Vince, Whirlwind, Jags, made it back as a 23-year-old, and Oyster Burns in right field. Pitching, we have Bob Friend, we have Dave McNally, we have user-created Ranger Robin, user-created Kratos, God of War's War, Doc White, and reliever of the year, 2-time reliever of the year, Joel Zumaya. For the NL, King Kelly, 21-year-old, Craig Wilson, Del Bissonette, the 31-year-old Jim Thome, Johnny Evers at second base, with third baseman Bunker Gray, Jackie Robinson, Nomar, 23-year-old Nomar Garciaparra. We love him, Arky Vaughn at short, and in the outfield, Charlie Ferguson, Bill Kinsey, and 35-year-old Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle. Pitching-wise, we've got Wally Bunker, Jocko Flynn. We've got Whitey Ford, 37-year-old Whitey Ford. We also have Tommy John, Rube Waddell. Yes, Rube Waddell. And Ken Chase. There we go. I don't think Ken Chase was a user-created player. No, that's a real-life player. So we've got a good mix. We've got a couple, 2 or 3 user-created players on the AL, and only Bunker Gray made the All-Star team for the NL. All right, we are not going to call the whole game, so I want to get over to Perfect Team. in a few minutes, but I do want to sim this game out. So we are going to go up into the 8th inning, where the AL has a 5-3 lead. They have Wally Bunker on the mound, Steve Ontiveros at the plate. Here comes the pitch, and that is a weak ground ball to first. 1 out for the AL. Bo Bichette with that 82 contact. He drives the ball to center field, but it's not that deep, easily playable by the center fielder. Next, batting 9th, center fielder, MVP, Great Glove winner, Vince Whirlwind. He drives a ball to the shortstop, 3 up, 3 down as we head to the bottom of 8, and Craig Wilson up against Dave McNally. Wilson drives the ball to left field. That is going to drop, and the NL have the tying run at the plate with Archie Vaughn. Oh, Archie Vaughn takes an inside pitch, and he heads off to first base. The NL staging a little bit of a rally here. No one out, 2 on, and guess who's up? The 1, Mickey Mantle. Mantle drives the ball to first base. That is a fielder's choice. Mantle chugs 1 out. How old is this Mantle? 35-year-old Mickey Mantle in an all-star game. Okay, we have Johnny Evers, runners on the corners, 1 away, down by 2, and Evers drives 1 to center field. That's going to drop. That scores the runner from third, and Mantle holds up on second. Wise choice. Bill Keensey up at the plate. Number 9 hitter. That is going to end the 8th. The NL do score 1 run, and it is 5-4 AL. Wally Bunker still in the game. Oyster Burns at the plate. Oyster hits 1 to third base, but that is easily handled, and we have the first out. Joe Medwick, I like this player. I hope we get a really, really good Joe Medwick card. 80 contact, 75 power. He drives 1 to first base, away. And Roland Fizzlebeef, Ken Tesuiji, do something to keep the AL alive. Yes, he drives 1, but it is not deep enough. Left fielder grabs it, and we go to bottom of 9. Charlie Ferguson, left fielder, hitting .339 on the season. Can he get the NL off to a good start? Yes, he drives 1 up the middle. And don't head to the buses yet. We've got a rally going. Bunker Gray. User created Bunker Gray. This season, he's hitting .324. 2.5 WAR so far. Playing for Pittsburgh, 91 hits so far this year. 12 doubles, 4 triples, and even chipping in with 6 home runs. Bunker, what can you do? Drives 1 and right to the shortstop. 1 away. Nomar Garcia-Parra. This is the 23-year-old version, 94 contact. Here's a guy that should get on base. He drives a weak ball to short, and that will do it. The NL will fall 1 run short, and the AL takes it 5-4 in the 1926 All-Star Game. Charlie Ferguson is your player of the game. In terms of user-created players, Roland Fizzlebeef came in relief. 1 hit, 2 at-bats. Vince Whirlwind played the entire game, but 0 on the scoreboard. Zeros, batting number 9th. He probably isn't used to batting number 9th, being the MVP and all. For the NL, Bunker Gray, no hits and 2 at-bats. And pitching-wise, Ranger Robin, Cy Young winner. 1 inning, started the game, 1 hit, no earned runs. And Kratos Wars came in the 4th inning, 1 run, 1 earned run. And that is it for user-created players. There we go. All right, we're going to save this game up. One last time, if you want to get in the game, create yourself a player, fill out that Google form, and our next draft will likely be next Monday. Who made that lineup? Must be the All-Star game lineup that I showed. All right, just looking over chat here, seeing if I'm missing anything. Thanks again, guys, for watching and following through. We've got a few shout-outs to do. We've got Duckworth 92807. Is that in like Beverly Hills? 92807? What was that? Beverly Hills 90210 or something like that? Not that I watched it, because I didn't. We have a shout-out to D2 or D 2002 Test 5. There is definitely a test account right there. D 2002 Test 5. Garnick WIH, thank you for the follow. And Canmore. Thank you for the Prime subscription just in the last minute. Thank you, Canmore. Again, I don't have the sound effects all worked in yet. Still got to get a little bit of equipment for that and figure that out. But thank you. As Tina Turner says, you're simply the best. Better than all the rest. You get the live version. So thank you so much. And Space Lion Bear, who just followed Space Lion _Bear. Is that my rival? I can't remember the tag name. I think it's Space Lion. If this is Space Lion of the New York Metropolitans, who are 1-1 with, and the Rumblin' Rookies, who I don't want to mention right now. Thank you for the follow. You are number 495. Guys, we are 5 away from having an epic number for followers on these streams. Thank you so much. Again, we will have a giveaway in about 20-25 minutes for some standard packs, so stay tuned. Do not enter yet. That will be coming up a little bit later. Well, it is time to get back to the main screen. And as I do that, I'm going to remove that. And we're going to go to back to my slides, my slide deck. And let's recap the week that was after I enter one more Iron tournament. Good to go there. Let me load up the team. All right, a recap. Being Monday, let's take a look how my 3 teams did in Perfect Team. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about the last week in Perfect Team because it was good, but it wasn't great. So first of all, let's look at my Rocky Mountain Gladiators. They were in Diamond, and they got put in with a bunch of theme teams. Gorgo, I will not emulate the dance moves, nor will I wear her sparkling dresses. You get the 8-second clip. because in Alberta, Canada, where we have a lot of rodeos, 8 seconds is the championship time when you're on a bull. So yeah, that's about all you're going to get from me with Tina Turner. Okay, so we have the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, and what a season they had. They had a bad Monday, as they always do. They recovered, and eventually they won the division, which kind of shocked me. We went up against Mr. Audit's Reed Sox. And as an old, over 50-year-old guy, I don't get nervous a lot over simulation baseball games. Going up against the Mr. Audit team in the playoffs, I was a little bit nervous, not going to lie. So we went up against his Boston Reed Red Sox. I won the first game. He won the second. He won the third. And then I won game 4. And then in game 5, can't remember the pitching matchup. Did he have going? He had Pedro, the good Pedro Martinez, going in game 5. And I can't remember who I had pitching. It might have been, it was Tom Glavine, 99 Diamond Tom Glavine. So Tom Glavine won the first game, and then he came in game 5, and we happened to win. And the only reason we won is my ballpark factors and my lineup, my pitching staff, I think were really good against the settings that Mr. Audit had with his Reed Sox. And I didn't plan it that way, of course. It just so happened that I had a pretty good lineup and ballpark settings for the team that he had created. So we beat him in 5 games, a thrilling 5-game series. We went on and swept the championship series. Again, going up in the finals against a stacked team. And I didn't expect to do too well. This is the lineup I was facing in the finals. Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, Clayton Kershaw. This is the tournament Clayton Kershaw, one of the best 2 or 3 pitchers in the game, and Ohtani. That was his starting 4. In the bullpen, his bullpen is better than my starting rotation. He's got Rivera. He's got the Cooperstown Johnson. He's got the top bunt Scherzer, the top bunt Sandy, Simmons, Hubble, Koufax, Seaver. I'm not sure if you could build a better starting pitcher lineup. If you could choose any cards you wanted, you would have many of these. And I was facing this as their hitters. Ohtani, Speaker, Ted Williams, Josh Gibson, Babe Ruth, George Brett. And of course, as a good manager does, they platoon their players properly. So Mike Trout, top bunt Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, limited edition, Yogi Berra. That was the lineup I was facing in the finals. And my lineup's nowhere near that. Hey, EVC and NYC, good to see you here. You're still working on slides. You're coming on in about an hour. You still shooting for that 3:30 Eastern Standard Time? I don't think I can stay on that long. I do have to run, so I won't be able to raid into you as I'm on a tight timeline today. But I will shout you out if you're on at 3:30. You got to be in perfect? You made it to perfect. Excellent. I was hoping to make it. I wanted really to make it to Perfect League this season, but fell 2 games short. I was playing Bry Dave's main team in that championship series, and you swept him. Oh, so that's the whips, I guess they're called. The whips that I played. And Bry Dave's a viewer of the stream, so I don't want to gloat too much. But yeah, he's a very good manager, has very good teams, and somehow the Gladiators were clicking to beat both Mr. Audit, and Bry Dave. But that Cinderella story, we just couldn't finish it in the finals. So, yes, EVC will be on in about an hour's time. We'll let him go and finish up the slides, as I'm sure he's going to cover a lot of themes, team stuff. And his Banishes, congratulations, did make it perfect. You never know. Bring home that championship. All right, so let's take a look then at my theme team. Oh, and just so you know, my other team, the Gym Unknown Blue Jays, they were relegated to gold. That's all I'm going to say. They did not have a good season. So, Gym Unknowns, have fun. Probably doing pretty well in gold. All right, my theme team. Welcome back. Yes, I missed the starting of that ad there, but again, just kind of going through how my teams did and having a little chat with the post that EVC posted up here. He'll be back on in an hour with his theme team recap. I'm going to go through my theme team in just a little bit, but he'll cover all the different leagues. And once again, congratulations to him for being in perfect. Second time ever. Yeah, I've made perfect league twice, got demoted both times. But it was fun, just kind of being an observer of things that go on in a weekly season. So congratulations there. As EVC says, he was just a happy to win that first game of the season. Yeah. If you go 0 and 162, you probably need to change your team around. So the Gladiators stay in Diamond. I'm not sure if we're with the theme teams again, but we are back in Diamond. And our other team that was in Diamond with them, the Gym Unknown Blue Jays, let's just say it was their worst season ever. They got relegated to gold. So they will be back in gold, fighting it out, duking it out, and hopefully they'll make it back up to Diamond. They're a weak Diamond team, so they should do pretty well in gold this week. We'll see how that turns out. All right, my theme team. Speaking of EVC's orchestrated theme team leagues, which are wonderful, always thank EVC for those. As I showed you last week, and EVC showed you this slide, I sold my Sam Crawford. I sold my Billy Pierce that I pulled in packs, and that allowed me to build a really good team, including the LE edition Roger Clemens, including Manny Machado, Sandy Koufax, Cleon Jones, which got me Tris Speaker. And as EVC pointed out, he was kind of found it humorous that Vida Blue was on a movie poster. Yeah, that was one of those hidden finds. Well, I got a few more that I added recently. Willie McCovey. Might have heard of this guy. Willie McCovey was in the TV series Ironside. Playing, I know it was a stretch for him, but he was playing a first baseman. And again, it says right on IMDb, it says actor. So I'm going to include this as acting. And it was a legit TV show. So I got to add Willie McCovey as my first baseman. Here's one you're going to enjoy. Tony Fernandez, one of the better second baseman shortstops. I needed a second base shortstop. Tony Fernandez was in the very successful movie Return of the Family Man. And you know what he acted as? Drug dealer number 2. In 1989, he was drug dealer number 2. And I don't include the Sunday night baseball or those telecasts where players are on, to give commentary. I want them in a movie, a TV show, a game show, something where I consider it acting, even if it's in a very minor role. So yes, The team continues, that's for sure. I gotta compete against the Mets. I gotta compete against the Ramblin' Rookies. And then the most recent guy, first adding the Tug McGraw 96 Diamond because I completed the mission. And then right before the playoffs yesterday, I finished the mission to get the perfect Tug McGraw. And you know who he replaced in the lineup? Iron Card Noel Syndergaard. Iron Card Noah Syndergaard I had on my team right up until the playoffs yesterday. So I would say that's a pretty good upgrade. Yeah. So Vikings star Noah Syndergaard is no longer on Lights Camera Action. And Tug McGraw was in an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. Again, playing himself, but there was still a script, there was still some acting that was involved. So it is legit, in my opinion, to be a member of Lights Camera Action. So that is the newest additions to Lights Camera Action. In the playoffs yesterday, we met up with the one, the only EVC's Fernando Maniacs. And boy, was this a great series. On paper, my team was probably better, but when it came down to it, like it always does, I won game 1 7-5. He beat me 8-2. I came back and lost again 5-1. So we had a 2-1 lead, and I'm sure EVC was like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking down the juggernaut," waiting for that knockout blow. And then the theme of my playoffs has been comebacks for all my teams. I beat him 4-2 in game 4. And then in game 5, 6-3 win. Roger Clemens won 2 of the 3 games. That LE Roger Clemens, man, is that a good card at the lower levels, especially. So he won game 1, and he came back and won game 5. So George Sisler was our MVP of that series. Great series, EVC, if you're still in the chat. I'm sure we'll come up against each other again. Then we went on to the championship series, and we faced the Chicago Powerhouse theme team. And again, we beat them 3-2 in game 1. Nolan Ryan with the victory. We won game 2 10-3. And then they pounded out 3 straight victories. They beat us 3-1, 3-1, and 6-5. Once again, Lights Camera Action are behind, going up against the wall in a must-win game. We win game 6 under the guidance of movie star Ida Blue. And then we go to game 7 and we win 3-2. A very, very close series. Again, our backs are up against the wall against EVC when we won 2 straight. And then same thing, we won 2 straight against Chicago. So we go on to the final. And in the final, we face the manager, who I'm very familiar with theme teams. I've played his other theme team, the Mets, twice. We each won 1 World Series. And I come up against his other theme team, the Jackie Robinson Rumblin' Rookies. Pedro, the second best Pedro, wins game 1. He wins game 2. He wins game 3. He wins game 4. And all of a sudden, Lights Camera Action are down 3-1. The theme of the week, backs up against the wall. We claw back against the rookies, and we win with Sandy Koufax on the mound. We go home for game 6. We happen to win that one. Clayton Kershaw, the Mission Edition. I didn't expect to win that one. So we go to game 7. And game 7 is tied after 9 innings. And Pete Alonso was our nemesis in this series here. You can see his name on the board here. He had a home run in game 2. He had a home run in game 3, a home run in game 4, and I can't see the box score for game 7, but yeah, he did very well. So I'm happy we came back to make it a series after being down 3-1, but it was a fun ride. Absolutely. So here you see the tree here. We were the best team in the league record-wise. We had 122 wins, 40 losses. We had an amazing season. So did Sheffield. So did New York Metropolitans. But again, only 4 teams get promoted. So we have the third best team in the regular season that didn't get promoted because EVC knocked him out with an 89-73 record. So lights, camera, action, Chicago Powerhouse, Chicago White Sox, and the Ramblin' Rookies, they go on to the Bronze League. It'll be fun to see how that one plays out. Yep. Look at that, Mr. Audit. All the teams showing here are TTC. So like I said at the beginning, I'm not sure whether to be happy about the season or to be frustrated because we lost in 6 games in Diamond with the Gladiators, and then we lost in 7 games with our theme team. So I guess it's a success, but one of the two would have been nice. Let's face it, we all want to win championships. That's what we play the game for, to have fun and to win championships. But it's good to see that EVC made perfect. I'm sure he'll be talking about that in just under an hour time. And yeah, Spaceline, we'll come across each other again. You're up on me 2-1. You are the Mets and the Ramblin' Rookies, right? Am I correct that you have both those theme teams? Or am I mixing you up with someone? Gorgo and I love our coffee. This one, Nespresso, hazelnut, butterscotch syrup, and what do we got? We've got caramel creamer with a little bit of half and half milk. Big cup, long stream day. Brought to you again by Nespresso, who does not sponsor me. All right, so let's go and look at a league and open some packs. And we're going to do a little bit of that, and then we will get on to our contest, and we'll do the contest. We'll start it just before the ad break. We'll let the ad break play to get more entries in, and then we'll do the drawing right after the ads. So let's go back to Perfect Team. And I'm only going to look at lights, camera, action today. I'm going to look at the Gladiators and Jim Unknown Blue Jays tomorrow. Let's let them play a few games. But since we were talking theme team, let's see how these guys are doing. We currently are early in the season 3-4. Wow. This is a tight division here. As you can see, it is a league completely full of theme teams. Every team in this league is a theme team except for one, or maybe 2. Dayton Dragons and the LiQWYD Ospreys don't have that TTC behind their name. And the Berlin Skylarks. I know there was supposed to be 31 bronze theme teams, so I think 2 or 3 didn't get into this league, it looks like. So pretty cool. Almost a full team of theme teams, or full league of theme teams, including the 6-1 San Diego Jacks, the 7-2 Alphabet Soup, and the 6-2 White Sox and Kirby Corner. I think that might be Lil Chef's team. Let's see. Nope. Coach Dave. That little chef had a Kirby team. So right now, yeah, we are not a all-star studded team. We are 3-4. Might have to look to do some upgrades, but I always have a bad Monday, right? Don't we all have bad Mondays? I just change my screen around a little bit. You do that, that, and do that. All right, let's look at the transactions over the last couple of days. This takes me into Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we just need to go Saturday. So 3 packs from a tournament, 5 packs from a tournament, login reward. Always log in every day to get that bonus, guys. If you're a new player, you want to log in at least once every day. 1,000 points for the season over, pitcher of the year, MVP. That was probably Roger Clemens. 5 standard packs, 2 from a tournament, 2 from another tournament. So yeah, those tournament packs are still coming in. This team plays Ace of Iron quick tournaments. Well, let's see if we can get a few cards to get out of our slump. We lost the World Series. We're currently under 500. We've got over 100 packs. I'm going to open them up till just before our next ad break. And yes, we've got a goal to start off. If Gore goes in the chat, he's bringing us those good cards. Let's hear the dogs barking. Who let the dogs out? Oof, oof. Let's get some cards that we can either sell off or add to the theme team. And again, if they're a duplicate and a fairly good card, I will put them on the card shop. My call your shot last night for Dish's stream was live diamond Buxton. I tend to always see him when I pull live diamond Buxton. So I went with the live Buxton. If any of you correctly called your shot, congratulations. Always wondered about the shimmer. Sometimes a card shimmers, and I've heard different reasons. If it's a new card to your collection or if it's the highest card. In this case, probably because it's a new card. Stinkins. No way. You called the live perfect Arenado? What did that get you? What is that? Is that 50,000 perfect points? What do you get for a live perfect? And that wasn't even on his perfect pack. That was just on a regular pack, I think. 50K. That gets you a nice player. You're buying a player, you're going to buy packs with it, or are you saving it? Is it going in the bank for now? And I didn't see who Dish pulled in his perfect pack. Who was the perfect card? Someone to celebrate or someone to sell? Two faceless players. Don't like to see those faceless players. Oh, we pulled live Nola. On your son's account. Oh, okay. Well, I'll bet your son was happy. Yeah, waiting for that next perfect card. We always want that next perfect card. By the way, guys, if you're used to double the drops, those ended yesterday. You get your regular 5 drop maximum from the affiliates and 5 from an OOTP streamer. And I think the next OOTP streamer development team one will be from TJ. I think he's back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if you guys have heard anything yet. Let me just quickly check the Twitter. But I think he should be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, where you can get another 5 packs. Yeah, nothing on Twitter yet. Are you serious? Do they still have the 10 packs today? Wow. Congratulations. Because usually Monday, they reset. I'm wondering if we get a full week again of them, or maybe today's the last day. I thought it ended at 1 a.m. on the 1st. Well, it happened before, right? Before they kind of made a mistake and we got double the drops for an extended period of time. Okay, thanks, Gorgo. I always thought it went like the perfect league, like from Saturday or from Sunday to Sunday, but I guess it might be the last day today. Well, there you go. Double the drops. Back to my gold card. We have a Taylor Ward, two faceless players. All right, I'm getting live gold and faceless players. You know what that means? The old laptop hound time out. I find whether it's superstition or whether it actually works, I find that taking the odd time out improves pack pulling. Even though I don't like to pull a lot of packs on Monday, I never do well on Monday packs. So let's take a look at the four players currently on the market for over 500,000 perfect points. Martin Perez, whose last level 10 is not registered. There it is, 49,000. And two cards are selling for over 500,000. Now educate me. You guys are intelligent viewers. You're intelligent OOTP players. Why is this so high in value? I understand if one person was listing it for 550, but two of them are. So is there still some value in this card other than finishing all the missions? Is he like a silver Spencer Strider and just does really well? What is it with Martin Perez? Or is it just simply both trying to gouge the market? You got it, Cobra. Gouge. That is a gouge card. Eddie has a little different expression for it. Okay, I just thought maybe I was missing something with Martin Perez. Randy Johnson. Last 10 is about 500,000. Someone's got him on for 555. This is a not gouge. Fair price. One of the best pitching cards currently in the game. I have no problem with someone asking a little more than level 10, especially since it's the only one on the market. So whoever owns that card, good luck. Frank Thomas. If I could have any hitting card right now, it would be Frank Thomas. I would love Frank Thomas. This is a not gouge. It is slightly under the last 10 sales. It is in high demand. 4 people have put in fairly good bids. And congratulations to whoever is trying to sell this. I'm sure you will sell it very soon. Not gouge. And finally, Mike Schmidt. Only one card on the market, 2 buyers interested in it. It is about 45,000 under level 10. Not gouge. That gets the lap approval. Again, it is a card that is starting to come down in price. It started up over $1 million, and now it is under 700,000. The one card that I sold a week and a half ago, you remember I pulled the Sam Crawford? I sold him for 725, and it was a good decision. He has dropped tremendously. I sold him before the Immortal set came out, which was a good decision because some of the Immortal cards at least are competitive with Sam Crawford. So at the time, I did not gouge. Level 10 was about 690,000. I charged a little more. It sold. This one here is not gouge. It is under level 10. And yeah, his price is dropping quite a bit. So I made about 250,000 by selling it early. Whew, good decision there. It got me limited edition Roger Clemens. Ooh, that would be dangerous, Cicero. Have an algorithm where if you don't sell it within 72 hours, the price drops. You forget about it, and all of a sudden, Mike Schmidt is like 200,000. Interesting. You know, Stinkins, it's funny you should mention that. That was one card I was really, really pushing for early. I was pushing for that one before my Roger Clemens. I wanted Hal Newhouser, but I wanted him for my Gladiators. And I kept putting bid orders in of about 333, 333, 333. And no one was biting on it because he was selling for over 400,000 at that point. And then I just kind of gave up on Newhouser. His control kind of worried me a little bit. I didn't quite know if he would stand up in the long term with newer pitchers coming out. So I'm going to focus on the CC5, the Walter Johnson, the Greg Maddux, those guys. All right, we're going to open about 10 more packs. Get to the 85 pack mark. Ransom Mulligans. Don't have that one yet. Highly anticipating we get Cooper's platform missions this week. And here we go. We have a diamond. Greenberg, maybe, or the Keefe pitcher, or Ricky Henderson, or hey, that gets the old guy dab. Old guy dab. There we go. Randy Myers. And this is the theme team. Now I've got to check. Watch out, Space Lion. Now I've got to check if he appeared in any movies or TVs, because he would be an immediate improvement to my bullpen. As Space Lion Bear is frantically on Google, Googling to see if, please don't have appeared in any TV shows. So I'll keep him for the missions for sure, but he may be a card I have to sell off. Not going for a lot for a high diamond, 50,000. We'll keep him. All right, we'll open a couple more. Don't like to end off on a high point because we might be on a roll, but I don't think we are. 3 more packs. 2 more packs. And our last pack for today is nothing. Overall, very good. Few live gold, and that Randy Myers, absolutely love that one. In fact, Cincinnati Red, Gorgo, if you're still here, thank you for bringing me that card. All right, guys, last break coming up here. We'll be back in 90 seconds. We'll have our contest, and then we'll be done for today's stream. Stay tuned. Back in 90. And again, just going to bring out my exit screens here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being part of the stream. Thanks for supporting this channel and or my YouTube channel. It's always a great day for baseball. Baseball brings everyone together, even in the middle of winter. Be kind to yourself and someone else this week, and stay tuned. I will be back tomorrow with more OOTP